Asia Pop 40.
Yes, we are interviewing cheat codes today, so please help me welcome Matthew Russell. How you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm in Miami at Shaq's Fun House. We're having a good time.
I love that background. So is that Trevor on stage and then Shaq is down there taking a selfie of himself?
No, Shaq, it was front row headbanging while we were performing at his fun house, and our photographer took this photo. But look how small Trevor looks compared to Shaq. Like on the stage, like a couple feet higher than him, he still looks small.
Yeah, exactly. I think he could actually touch Trevor's head, grab his hat while being in front stage. He's pretty hard to miss when he shows up at a concert, right?
Yeah, he's a big EDM fan, so he actually DJs in America. Yeah. He plays heavy though, super heavy. So he had us come through. He threw a little party in Miami a few years back. So
that is right.
But yeah, I was just trying to find a good background.
Yeah, no,
so
that's perfect. Thank you for putting those one up. So Matt, thanks for coming today. And of course, it's been, 8-9 years since you guys have been a thing?
Yeah, we started in 2014. So it's been a long ride, and we're just excited because we've always wanted to put out an album. We finally dropped one. That's our debut album. And it's just the beginning because it's a 3-part album.
Do you remember, Matt, it was a commercial back, I think, 15 years ago, and it was this guy who was called The Most Interesting Man, and he had this commercial tagline where he's like, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I drink blah blah blah. I don't remember the brand of the beer, but it's like you guys, right? You don't always release an album. When you do, it's a 3-part project.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're Dos Equis, except we're Tres Equis. We were gonna just do a regular Joe Schmo album, and then COVID hit. We had all this time, weren't playing shows. Let's just go back in the studio and see what happens. And then because we had to do separate studio sessions with Zoom and being separate from each other, we kind of ended up having 3 different genres of songs, and we didn't want to just throw them away. So we were just like, let's just do a 3-part album, and they're all 3 different genres, and they can represent all 3 of us, because that's kind of how we started Cheat Codes. You know, Kevy used to be a rapper, and I made rap beats for him. That's kind of how we met. I used to be in like an electronic pop group with my friend Cece, who was on the X Factor with Camila Cabello and all these people who are stars now. And Trevor used to be in an acoustic project when he was like 16 called Plug in Stereo that was signed to Atlantic Records. And so we started this project because we wanted to be able to produce any kind of music and not be put in a box, because all of us kind of had our run of like, okay, we've done this style for a few years, now we're kind of tired of it. Like, so we kind of felt that. So now we're doing this album, and we're doing exactly what we set out to do, is just let's bring people together with 3 different genres into one large project.
Yeah, so from what I hear through the grapevine is that this first project, Hellraisers 1, Part 1, is going to be more EDM pop-ish style, and then the second one is going to be a little bit of emo rap, and then the third one's going to get heavy. So which one best represents you?
I guess Part 3.
There you go.
Part 3 isn't for heavy or anything, but it's more of our dance records, more like the classic Cheat Code sound with drops and build-ups and more like housey kind of vibes. So so me, for the group, I do all the live set stuff. I put the live set together, and I do a lot of the DJing. We all DJ, but and then Trevor and Kevy do more like the vocals when we perform live. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man, and especially good timing with everything opening up. We're already doing shows again, so I'm excited to get more club records out there for sure.
Yeah. So your chance to shine is coming, because it's been over a year. I'm guessing you have a lot of that pent-up energy that you need to just release it. A lot of big musical festivals are happening too. Like, for example, Lollapalooza in Chicago is going to be I think the first big one to happen. So what are some of the live acts that you guys have lined up so far?
Oh, wow. So we're actually doing a show. We're going to a show tomorrow in Miami.
Nice.
Just playing a party. We started doing pool parties again. So that's how you know in America, people aren't that worried anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Half-naked people at a pool party getting drunk.
Nice.
So yeah, we're just doing a bunch of club shows. I think we have a festival this summer in Chicago, and then stuff's kind of coming back, but we do have a full live bus tour planned for 2022. Ooh. It's going to be an American bus tour, but, you know, hopefully we can turn that into, you know, a world tour, and hopefully Asia will open up, because we definitely love Hong Kong. Hong Kong was actually one of the last places that I was before everything locked down.
Good to hear.
I was in Hong Kong in February, I think.
Good to hear that you guys are coming to Asia, man. And, you know, you're going to be raising hell for sure for this new album. You got more material to work with. So Hellraisers parts, there's going to be 3 parts. And I heard that the album title has something to do with with your working attitudes, right? Like, you guys work hard and you guys always want to push it to the next level. So you essentially are the 3 Hellraisers. But I hear that it's also an homage to a manager who passed away a year ago.
Yeah, our manager, Michael Thean, he passed away over a year ago, and it was really unexpected. We found out at a show, and it was heartbreaking, honestly. And he was young, and he seemed healthy, and it was kind of a tragic accident. And he just used to call us Hellraisers all the time. Like, that was his nickname for us. And he was basically saying, you know, we were just always like breaking people's balls and like negotiations and asking for more, and he was always pushing for us. Like, he wouldn't back down, and that's what we loved about him. You know, we had a lot of managers in the past before him that would kind of make excuses or be like, well, I know you guys want this, but I don't know if we can make it happen, or I don't know if that's realistic. And that's like the one thing we hate. Like, we don't care if it's realistic. We don't want to do it if it's realistic. Like, that's not the point. Like,
that's true.
We want to do stuff that isn't realistic, like doing a 3-part album or whatever it is. So yeah, when we first started, we talked about doing an album, and a lot of like our managers or industry people were like, oh, don't do an album, do singles. It's better financially. Yeah. It makes more sense.
Yeah.
But with Michael, he was like, yeah, you want to do an album? Hell yeah, I support you. Like, let's do it. So we kind of had to, pay homage to him, because it wouldn't have happened without him.
No, it's good to hear. And of course, for his spirit to live on through the album, I'm sure he would be glad about that. But isn't it also a good thing that he didn't call you guys ball breakers? Because then you would have to call the album.
Yeah, you're breaking.
Okay, Hellraisers Part 1, and the latest single that we saw an MV of that came out last week is one with Tinashe, and you finally, is it right to say that this will be the first music video you got to shoot in the last whole year?
Oh no, actually we shot a couple music videos, but in the beginning, they were definitely tricky, and we had to do all these COVID protocols.
Right.
So we shot like 3 or 4 music videos this year. We did one with Marky Basie on the album as well, one with Lil Zell on the album. But this was definitely like the most legit one as far as the budget and the crew and the direct. Shout out to Sebastian who directed the video. And yeah, it was cool to do it with Tinashe, and she's just dancing, having a good time, and she's great. She's great to work with.
She is. I remember, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago when she first came to our neck of the woods, and I got a chance to interview her, and I was so nervous going into it because, you know, she's a big star, and she's also gorgeous. So I was like, I'm going to freeze up. But then it's her positive attitude, that energy that she emits, that just makes you relax and have a good time. So I'm sure you guys had a great time working out a music video and the collaboration with her.
Yeah, she's a natural. You can just tell she's thinking anything. Like, we did some interviews on Zoom like last week together, and I didn't think she was gonna pop on, and then she pops on, and like her hair's wet, like she just got out of the shower, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't expect that. She's just like, oh yeah, let's hop in halfway through, and I was like, oh, what's up? So I think that just makes everyone more relaxed and just willing to have a good time. You know, sometimes especially with artists, they want things very particular way, and that can make things more stressful or just not make it as fun, but she's the exact opposite.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the lyrics, or actually, let's talk about the music video just a tad bit more, because if you pay attention to the lyrics, Matt, you hear this very sweet message in it, right? Like, when you're falling, you can lean on me. When you don't believe, when you don't feel strong, you can lean on me. Well, the song is called "Lean on Me," so it keeps on playing off that phrase. But when you watch the music video, you're like, "Oh, this is sweet." You guys are you guys are consoling Tinashe as she's going through maybe a breakup or a low point in her life. And then at the very end of the music video, it turns into a horror story. So I was like, okay, is that going to be a consistent theme for the whole thing now, or is that just a one-off?
Yeah, I think we didn't really think too much into it, but we wanted to tie in some of the visual elements with the album. If you look at the album artwork, it's kind of cartoon characters of us, and we're almost in this random Hellraisers world, almost like Alice in Wonderland. And if you see in the artwork, there's these flowers that have these creepy faces on them. So that was kind of the idea. Like, we want to incorporate these CGI flowers in it to kind of like, you're halfway in this Hellraisers world. And we worked with Sebastian, the director, who had that idea of just this flower, just this plant essentially eating Trevor at the end. So go watch that for the end. But yeah, I think we definitely want to make all the videos from now on with Hellraisers that theme and tie everything together. But yeah, nothing's set in stone.
Okay. So there's no way to expect what's coming up for the next Hellraisers project or MV. So look out. Part 1 has been out for a month, actually. The latest single was just last week. Now, Matt, is there a timeline for the second part and the third part to Hellraisers?
Yeah. So next month we actually have the first single off of part 2. So yeah, part 2 is coming out within the next 3 or 4 months, nice. And we have a couple singles that we're going to drop from the album, and then we're going to drop the whole album. So I'm really excited about this. It's more of an emo hip hop vibe. Yeah. We have Wiz Khalifa, Trippie Redd, Black Bear, and one with Travis Barker.
Oh, nice. So
it's going to be really cool. And yeah, and actually there's a lot of vocals from Kevy, aka Princess Rosie. So that's the other great thing about our group is, like, we're DJs, we're producers, we're songwriters, but like we also put our own vocals on a lot of the records. There's actually probably a lot of our fans that don't even realize that. So we wanted to do that more and make it special with the album.
I gotta ask you, I know he's not here, so you can say whatever you want about him, Matt. What's up with Kevy and Princess Rosie? Like, is that a recent rebrand last year?
Yeah, so he has basically the love of his life is his long-haired chihuahua named Princess Rosie. Yeah. So he just wanted to merge their spirits, and you could call it a rebrand, but I think maybe that's just who he's always been, you know, and he just didn't realize until he had this cute long-haired chihuahua. So, but yeah, that's definitely like his persona, and yeah, I mean, Kevy's a wild card.
So I hear what you're saying is that Kevy is actually his Clark Kent, but who he really is has always been Superman, aka Princess Rosie.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Matt, I got 3 more quick fire questions for you, and since the boys aren't here, you can talk crap about them all you want. Okay. So there's a song from Hellraisers Part 1, and we lightly touched on it just now with AJ Mitchell, called Hate You and Love You, and the song is about a man who's somewhat indecisive about his love life, or maybe past flame. So who out of the 3 of you is the most indecisive out of Cheat Codes?
Probably Trevor. I just think that he likes to sit on ideas and let them marinate.
Okay.
Sometimes that gives me anxiety if like a decision hasn't been made for a long period of time. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it indecisive, but he definitely likes to, like, when we do records, sometimes we're working on records for like a year, you know, and he's kind of the more perfectionist as far as if it's not done, it's not done. Like, if it's not ready, it's not ready.
I get you.
You know?
I get you. But sometimes you just got to get things out there. and let the world hear it.
Yeah.
You know, before you can, nothing can ever be really perfect. Okay, next one.
True.
There's a song from the album that actually we also talked about. It's called No Chill. And I absolutely loved the vibe with No Chill, by the way, with Low XL. And of course, it's about having no chill. So out of the three of you, who goes like balls to the wall every single time?
Definitely Princess Rosie. He's been known to get in trouble. He's been arrested after a couple shows. Yeah. He's gotten in fights with security before. And he likes to party. And the ladies love him too. So when we're playing shows, it's kind of like anything can happen. And I don't know, for me, I'm more of an introvert, so I can get exhausted if like I'm around too many people. Yeah. But we'll play a show, we'll go till 2 a.m. and Kevy's that person that he'll be up all night till like 6 or 7 a.m. after that. And I'm like, I'm trying to go to the hotel and get some food and go to sleep, you know?
Okay, well, you know what? I'm glad to hear that, but because it seems that my three-pronged questions will finally get a choice that's for you. So the last one, obviously, is about the latest promotional song called Lean On Me. Out of the three of you, who do you think is the most dependable?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely me for sure. I don't know. That's just how I've always been. I like to be on schedules. Yeah. I like to be organized. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to be there. And, you know, it's almost less about them and me being a good friend, and it's more just because I'm neurotic. It's like I got OCD.
Good.
You know, so if you plan something with me, I'm going to show up, and that's just for my mentality, you know, because I get anxiety if I feel like there was something I was supposed to do that I didn't do. Like, I'm just like, oh, and then I'm stressed. I don't like that.
No, I'm glad that you're someone like you is in the team to, you know, keep the boys under control and on schedule as well. So speaking of being on schedule, don't forget, within a couple of months, we're going to get the part 2 to the Hellraisers project. Looking out for that one, and really looking forward to it. Matt, thanks for being here today, and we're going to be listening to Lean On Me until we get the second part to the project coming out.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Hey, what's up? It's Matt from Cheat Codes, and you're listening to Asia Pop 40.
Asia Pop 40.